Hello, and welcome to this video tutorial of Weebly. Weebly is an online resource that allows anyone to create their own website, blog, or online store. My name is Tanya Ferreira, and I'm a student here at San Francisco State University in the Instructional Technologies Department. I'll be your guide. In this tutorial, we'll use Weebly to create an artist portfolio website for a local artist here in the San Francisco Bay Area. The first step is to sign up for an account by going to Weebly's homepage at www.weebly.com. We can sign up with a Facebook or Google Plus account. I'll use my Google Plus account to sign in. We'll be using a free account to create our website. This option gives us 5 pages for free, but we can get around this limit, as I'll demonstrate. So make sure to stick around until the end of this tutorial to find out how. Weebly has 3 other paid options. These include the starter plan, which ups the page limit to 10, and the pro and business options, which have unlimited pages. Most of the skills needed to successfully use the paid versions will be covered in this tutorial. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. After signing in, we'll be taken to our account page. You can see that I already have a couple of sites up and running on my account, but we're going to create a new site from scratch by clicking this orange Add Site button. We're given 3 options and can choose to create a site, blog, or store. Since we're creating a website, we'll choose site. From here, we have the option to choose a theme. Don't worry too much about this because we're going to change it later. We're then asked to choose our domain. Because this is a free site, we'll use a subdomain of Weebly. We can also register a new domain through Weebly or connect a domain name we already own. However, both of these options require an upgrade to a paid membership. Let's see if our artist's name is available. A green check mark appears, and we're ready to go. Now we're taken to our website's landing page, and we can start customizing it. There are 2 toolbars, a blue one at the top of our screen and a gray one to the left. The Build view will customize the content on our pages. The Design tab will let us customize the font and theme of our website, and the Page tab will allow us to add pages and customize the page layout. We can also create a store to sell the artist's work. The Settings tab allows us to change basic settings of the site, like the address and title. Let's change our site title now to our artist's name. In the Design tab, we can change our theme, our default fonts, and the background image. We'll start by changing our theme. We can look through all of them or sort them by popular, newest, or recently used. We can also choose a style. Here Weebly has categorized the themes to make the selection easier. Since we're creating an artist portfolio, we want the art to be the main focus of the website, so we'll choose a theme with images as the focal point. I like a clean and simple look without a lot of text on the landing page. When we hover over the theme, we're given the choice of several different colors that change certain elements of the theme, and we can pick the one we like the best. We'll choose this one. Here we are back at our build screen, and we can see how the website will look. Let's go back to the Design tab to customize our default fonts. As we hover over each category, we can see it become highlighted on our page. Right now we only have header information and a button here so far. Let's change our site title font to something a little more interesting. Now we can change the font type, size, weight, and color. As we browse through the font styles, we can see some standard fonts, and as we keep scrolling down, they get a little more interesting. For our title, I think we'll choose a simpler look. We may want it to stand out a bit more and can increase the size of the font. We can change the weight to either regular or light. We'll change the color by selecting the down arrow next to color. Weebly has many colors for us to choose from, but if we'd like even more options, we can go to the arrow at the bottom and customize even further. We'll go just a bit darker. If we do this, though, we may want to copy the color number to use it for customizing other text in our website. We'll click the Change Font button at the top and return to our site categories. We can further customize in the same manner for each region. Let's return to our design options. When we click on Change Background, our page takes up the screen and we can customize the image by choosing a stock photo or uploading our own image. Because we're creating a website for an artist, we'll upload one of her paintings. Select the green Save button at the top of the screen. Weebly will prompt us to save the image to all pages, selected pages, or only to this page. I think we'd like this to be our main image for all the pages. As we look at the image, we can see that we have a slight problem because we can't clearly see the text across the image. We can either change the text color or change the image. Since we already know how to change the font color, let's edit the image. As we hover over the image, we can see an orange Edit Image button to the right bottom of our screen. To the right of that is a gray gear. This is an easy way to change the page layout without going to the Pages tab above. We'll explore the Pages tab later. Let's click on the orange button to edit our image. Again, the image fills the page and we have several selections from the toolbar at the bottom of the screen. Let's explore each. First, we can change the image. We'll cancel this since we're happy with the one we have. If we want the image in a different location, we'll select the position arrow and then choose an option. If we choose blur, we can see that the text becomes clearer, but we don't want to obscure the artist's work, so we'll undo that. If we darken the image, the text stands out more. But again, we don't want to compromise the quality of the image. There are several filters we can also try out. I like the look of this, and we've still maintained the integrity of our image. Let's save it. Now that we have the basic look for the site, we're going to add a step that'll come in handy later to help us address our page limit. We're going to create a new free website on Weebly that we'll link to. Let's go back to the My Sites page by clicking on the three lines to the right of the screen and choosing My Sites. Now we'll copy this site by clicking the down arrow under More to create a new site we'll link to later. Now we're back at our landing page and we can work on customizing it using the Build tab. We'll work on the text of the background image first. All we have to do is click once on the text to change it. We'll add a phrase from the artist's statement. We can see that there are some limited formatting options that appear. We should note that if we change these here, they'll only be saved to this location and not to our default fonts. Let's change the color of our text. For this, highlight the text and select the down arrow next to the A. If we want to return to our original color, we can highlight the work and select the Remove Formatting button here. We can repeat this process for the text underneath. Let's add some descriptive wording. Now we can start to add some components to our page. To the left, we see all of the building blocks we'll need to add content to the site. All of these are drag and drop, and they're very easy to use. We want to keep the landing page relatively simple, so we'll start by adding a gallery of her artwork. She has 4 themes running through her work, so we'll add a picture of each. Select the element by left-clicking. It'll turn blue, and as we drag it across the page, we'll have the option of dropping it into any highlighted region. Now we can upload some images. By default, the images are uploaded in 3 columns. We'll change that. When we click on the gallery, a box comes up and gives us some options. We'll switch the columns to 4. I can also go to the right and choose my spacing. This will change the position of the images with respect to the other elements on the page. Click the left arrow to return. Next, we can format our captions. Currently, we only have a light box, but if we want to have text appear in the box, we can choose Lightbox and Thumbnails from the drop-down menu, and choose how we want our captions to appear. We want the captions to fully overlay the image, but only to appear when somebody hovers over them. If we select the Advanced function, we'll be able to change the spacing of the gallery images in relation to each other. Let's try some of these out. Now we need to add captions to the pictures. Each picture has 3 options. The first is a link option, the second is a caption, and the third will erase the image from our gallery. First, we'll add our captions to each image. Now, as we hover over them, we'll see our caption appear. We'll work with the links a bit later. Let's add a slideshow to our page so people can see a sample of the artist's work. We'll drag and drop this below and upload a selection of her paintings. We can edit the slideshow by clicking on it and changing several different things, including the navigation, speed, spacing, the caption, and some advanced functions that we won't cover now. The navigation changes the style of the slideshow. We can adjust the speed in between the images. The transition style can enhance the presentation, and there are some fun options. Let's go with Mosaic. Let's see what some of the items under Structure can do for our page. A divider can create a separation or column. Again, we'll drag and drop it. A highlighted line tells us where the divider will go. Maybe we'd like to add a spacer in between the background picture and the gallery. I actually prefer it without. To erase any of the elements we've added, we can click on it and select the X to the upper right. We can add a button that will link us to another website, a page on our website, a file from our computer, or an email address. For demonstration purposes, we'll add a link to another artist, Suzanne Apgar, here. If we hover over the search box, we can see that a star appears. Unfortunately, this means that the element is only available in the paid version. We'll go over some of the other elements as we create our other pages. Now let's check out the Pages tab above and add some pages to our website. To the left, we can see 3 pages that come preset for us. We'll add some pages to display Elke's artwork. Let's click the Add button at the top of the screen. A box appears with options, including a standard page, blog page, store page, and an external link. We'll click Standard Page. If we try to add more pages to the website, Weebly will notify us that we have to upgrade to a paid version. We don't want to do that, so for now we'll limit our pages, but again, at the end of this tutorial, we'll learn a way to get around this. First, let's label our pages. Select the page and label it in the box under Page Name. We can choose a layout for our page below. We'll keep the landing page for our home page. We can move our pages up or down depending on how we'd like them to appear on our website. Let's save this and take a look to see how the changes are reflected. Now we can see our new pages. Let's format the artist statement. First, we'll add a divider. Now we'll add the title of the page so the visitors will know what page they're on. To do this, drag the title element onto the page. We can drag an image element below the statement and upload a picture of the artist. We can edit the photograph by cropping it, rotating it, changing the opacity, fading the image, or adding effects. Let's try some of these out. Let's change the opacity a little bit to fit the color value on the page. Now we can add some text for the statement. We can format the text with the control menu above, or change our default settings as we did previously. Now we'll work on the contact page. First, we'll add a contact form. If we click on it, we can change the title of the form. We'll notice that our toolbar to the left has now changed to include form fields, and we can customize the form further by adding any of these elements. We can see a few items appear at the top of the form. View entries will only be used once we receive replies to it. Form options can be used to format the contact form and edit where the emails are going. The default is the Google Plus account that I signed in with, so we'll change this to the artist's email. We can change our confirmation to viewers once the form has been submitted. We can also change the spacing around the contact form. And we can change the location and text of the Submit button. Now we'll save our changes. If we realize that we've added an element to the wrong page, it's no problem. We'll simply go up to the arrow at the top left of the element box and move it to the correct page. Now let's add a map to the artist studio. If we click on it, we'll see some familiar ways to format it to the right and an address box. We can change the address to the artist studio if we'd like, but right now we'll just keep the dropped pin in San Francisco. Next, we'll scroll down to more options on the Build toolbar. We can add a block quote. We'll add a quote by a famous contemporary artist, Marina Abramovich. We can also add a poll if we want, and it'll allow us to set up a poll through Poll Daddy. We don't want to add that one, so I'll get rid of it. Let's add social icons to follow the artist. We can customize them with her information and get rid of the ones we don't want. We'll add an RSVP form for the artist's open studio on Saturday, December 13th. The customize options are much the same as the contact form. We can create a survey. Now we can see that it pre-populates with various demographic questions. Again, it's something we don't really need for our contact form. We can also add a feed reader. This is used to gather and display web feeds from various websites or blogs so we can get updates without having to visit each page. You can see that CNN automatically populates, but we can change it to anything we'd like. We'll just get rid of that now. Bookings allow you to schedule appointments with people online. Weebly's partnered with BookFresh for this. The artist can input her available time and people can schedule through the website. We can also add a forum for comments. Let's take a look at some of the media we can add to our website. HD video and audio are both out because they're only available in the paid versions. However, we can get around the video issue by uploading our own video to YouTube and then adding it to our website. Let's add a YouTube video of Marina Abramovich at the MoMA. We can do this in two ways. The first way is to drag and drop the YouTube element. We can then add the URL. We can also embed the code into our website. To do this, drag and drop the embed element. Then go to the YouTube video, click the share icon, then embed, and copy the HTML. Back at our site, we'll paste the code and see the video. We can add a document so that the contents are visible on the web page. For a trial, we'll add the artist's statement. Click on the element and then Upload New File. If we don't want it to be visible, we can add a file so that it can be downloaded. Maybe we'll add the artist's resume. The last element that we can add in media is an SWF file. It's done in the same manner as adding the other documents from our computer. I don't have one to add, so we'll skip that. In Commerce, we can see a product element and Google AdSense. With Google AdSense, we can make some money from Google by advertising on our website. Just follow the links to set it up. We don't really want to advertise on this site, so we'll get rid of it. The product element will let us add products we want to sell. Weebly allows us to sell 5 products for each free website. They do charge a 3% transaction fee unless we have a paid business plan. There's also a 2.9% fee plus 30 cents per transaction that goes to the company, Stripe, that processes the payments. We can also sign up to accept PayPal for a small fee. Before we're able to use this, though, we'll have to set up a store page by going to the blue toolbar above and selecting Store. Unfortunately, we're out of pages, so we'll actually delete one of our pages to create a store. To do this, we'll go back to our Pages tab and select the page we want to delete. Since we haven't added any content to paintings yet, let's delete that one. Now we'll add a new store page by clicking Add and choosing a store page. Back in the store dashboard, we're given easy-to-follow instructions for setting up the store. We can add a store page, which we've already done, add our products, the store information that will appear on invoices, and decide how we want to collect payment. To add a product, just fill out the information about the product and upload an image. Now when we go to the store page, we can see the product displayed. We'll be able to add more than 5 products to our store, as we'll see soon. Now we're back at our landing page, and we're really disappointed because we wanted to showcase each of the artist's themes in their own web page, but we only have 4 pages in a store. We're determined to get around this. We made a copy of our website earlier, and we're going to use it to create more web pages. Here is our nearly identical website. We'll go to the Pages tab and add the pages that wouldn't fit into our other website. We'll add one for animals, figures, abstract, and also a second store. We'll go ahead and customize the content for this website in the same way we did the other. Now we've completed the second website and we're ready to link them. First, we'll publish this site and open the published website. Now we'll go back to our original website. We're going to create our own navigation menu. We'll add a title element below our background picture with all of our pages included. We'll add home, artist statement, animals, figures, abstract, collage, contact, and store. Now let's center those. Now we'll link each of these to either a page in this website or to a URL in our other website. We'll highlight Home and click the link. Select Standard Page and then Home in the drop-down menu. We'll do the same for Artist Statement, Collage, Contact, and Store because they're all within the same website. Now we'll link Animals to our other website by copying the URL and pasting it into the link. And we'll do the same for Figures and Abstract. To link our stores, we'll add a button. We'll change the button to read Next 5 and link it to our other store. Now we'll go ahead and get rid of the navigation bar at the top of the page by hiding it. We'll go to our Pages tab, and for each page, check the Hide Page and Navigation box and save for each one. Now we'll publish this website and test out our links. Then all we have left to do is customize our second website in the same manner to link back to the first, and we'll add some links to the pictures below. Let's test out our finished version. Now we have a seamless integration of both websites and have created a great portfolio website with 8 pages for free. Thanks, Weebly!